Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the Midweek Crafty Nights here at Mummy Guide Inc. All right, so wherever you are coming from, I hope that you would put it in the chat and tell us if have you ever tried, creating cards using sketches, specifically Kendra's card challenge sketches, right? So again, while we're waiting for the others to come in, especially those who are joining us from Facebook, right, and Instagram, again, I would like to welcome you all. So for tonight, we are going to go through the Kenya's Card Challenge 22, which actually started April 1st, right? So, and on top of that, I'm going to do 15 cards for tonight. And I'm going to be able to do that faster than usual because my secret power are SVGs, right? So these are cutting files that you can actually use to cut the different pieces, okay, based on the sketch. So maybe you ask me, where can we get those? Yes, those are actually available on Cards by Kendra shop, okay, on Patreon. All right. So again, we have, I think I saw Kendra in the chat. Yes. Hi, Kendra. Good morning. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Tamara. How are you, my friend? Oh, you're at work. All right. Thank you so much, Tamara. Yes, it would be so nice if you do have questions, my dear friends, just put them in the chat and I will try. Or if I cannot see it or immediately see it, definitely Kendra will hopefully help me out. Thank you so much for waking up early, my friend. All right. So without further ado, let us start. Okay, so what is Kendra's Card Challenge? Okay, so Kendra's Card Challenge is a quarterly card making challenge where you can create most of the time 15, sometimes more, okay, awesome cards from just 6 sheets of 6x6 pattern paper. All right. And to join is absolutely free. All the links are in the description of this video. All right. So go on and grab that PDF file. Okay. Once you've printed it out, okay. And then now you can start. Okay. Just follow the sketch. There are cutting guides for the starting 6 sheets of 6x6 pattern paper. Just follow the measurements. You know, one thing that I actually had a hard time when I was starting with sketches is, okay, so what's the measurement of this and this, right? So in the I think if you are a seasoned crafter, that would be okay because more or less you know how to navigate through like the sketches. But as a beginner, I really what do you call this, loved and appreciated that there are measurements, right? So I know exactly how to go about it, right? And then after that, once you have those 6 pieces of patterned papers cut, so each paper, it would tell you where each of those cuts would go, right? So I normally have something like this. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, no, not yet. Okay, so I normally have something like this, right? So it's a stackable tray. Okay, and then you see it has numbers, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 15 of these. But when I started using just these kinds. You know, the poly bags that when you buy, let's say, stickers or ephemera packs or what embellishments, right? So they come in this. I didn't throw them, and I would put like a number. Say, for example, if you have, okay, a permanent marker, just put 1. All right, so like that. All right, and I would put all the ones that would say 1 onto that one. All right, so for example, okay, so that's how I do it. Okay, so others do it differently. So if you can see here, there are already different things inside. Okay, so what I do is after I've opened up those Okay, I've cut the different papers. Okay, and then it will tell me, oh, you have to put this in, card sketch number 1. So I'll put it in 1. And then the other one in 2. And then after that, okay, so I'll show you how I did this one. Okay. So the first, of course, will be the different cuts. Okay. So the pattern paper, so they said, okay, this one goes on to card sketch 1, and then this one, and then this one. All right. And then this one. So those basic, and then this one. Okay. So these are my cuts. Now, those are the main, cuts. And then also on the PDF file, it will tell you if there's a mat underneath or what size you need to cut. So normally I would also cut that manually. But now, just like how I cut this one with SVG files, the mats and layers now, I also cut via SVGs. So cutting, now for me, I use everything SVGs because I have the cutting machine. Right? So now I have all the mats and the different things I want to use. And of course, I'm also going to be using the April bonus printable, right? I fussy cut some of the elements already. So now these are the different pieces that would make up sketch 1 eventually. All right. So again, you don't need the SVG files to join Kendra's Card Challenge. All right, so absolutely, you don't need to. You can just follow the PDF. Everything is there. How to cut, where to cut, the dimensions, how to join the actual, the challenges and get the chance to win as well. Speaking of winning, all right, so tomorrow morning my time and your evening later. All right, so Kendra is going to raffle off the winners, okay, for the KCC. We are gonna have, of course, our KCC22 April live stream, but before that, okay, 30 minutes prior to that, Kendra will actually go live for the announcement of the winners, okay, for Kendra's Card Challenge 21, right? So hope that you would join us for that as well. But now, if you have a brother's gun and cut, a Cameo, or a Cricut machine, then absolutely the SVG files are something that you can actually get a hold of. Hi, Judy. Good evening. All right. So, okay, so once you have those, okay, so for those who are like, where do we get those SVG files? All right, so hold on. I think I wasn't able to prepare, okay, an actual screen for that. Okay, but I can create one right now. Okay, just, okay, cards by Kendra, so that you would know where to actually, get all of these files and stuff that I will be showing you. Okay, of course, this one, join us please later. All right, so this one is, okay, so I'm showing you how I do it live. All right, Safari, there you go. All right, so I'm closing this one and grabbing this one. All right, so my friends, what you see right now, okay, let me just make this custom. Okay, the only thing I forgot to prepare for tonight is actually this window. Sorry about that, apologies. All right, but there you go. Okay, let me just make it big. All right, so this is, all right, so the Patreon, okay? So you go to the shop. Okay, all you need to do is go to the shop. Okay, so again, to get here, you just type Cards by Kendra. Okay, patreon.com/CW/Kendra's Card Challenges. Okay, but normally what I do is I will just Cards by Kendra, Patreon, and then in top of the screen, it will show you the link. All right, so when you click, this is what it looks like. So this is on Patreon. All right, and then there's the shop. When you click the shop, you will see there that there are actually, SVG files, right? So you have SVG cutting files for the papers A to F, okay? And then you also have an SVG file for the mats and layers, all right? And you even have one that is a complete bundle, all right? But it's actually included in the, I think, the VIP. Okay, we will ask Kendra later for confirmation on that one. So that is where you will get these SVG files that I'm gonna be working with. All right. So going back. All right. So now I'm going to be using a Cricut machine. All right. Because that's what I often use. Although I have a Cameo and I also have a Brothers Gun and Cat. So I'm starting to actually testing them out. So how I can use them with this SVG, so I can also share it with you in my future live streams. But for today, this is for Cricut. Okay, so if you do have a Cricut Explore Air, or you have a Baker, right? So all you need to do once you have purchased those SVGs, you download them and then put them wherever you want in your computer. Again, why am I using SVG? For those who don't know, I am a self-proclaimed paper surgeon. All right. So why PhD in paper surgery? Why? Because I often, almost all the time, make a mistake in cutting my starting papers. Not because the instructions are not clear. They're very clear, very detailed indeed. But the problem is my mind, right? So oftentimes I would I'm doing sketch number 7, or I'm doing paper A, and then I look around and then I flipped the page and flipped it back and thought I was in paper B. So I would be starting to cut and then, why does this look different, right? So I often make a mistake, but I always find a way to put them back together. Thus, being a paper surgeon, okay, adding PhD onto that, okay? But kidding aside, so when this was first initially brought in by Kendra, which was actually not supposed to be a regular, Kendra just, tried testing it out. And I was like, whoa, I love it. Because finally, I don't need to make those many paper surgeries, right? And so when it got released, I started using it. So in the beginning, it was just the cutting SVGs for cutting the first 6, the 6 pieces of 6x6 pattern paper. Especially when you have circles or when you have diagonals, right? Or when you will cut them into 4, something like that, right? So if it's just simple square or rectangles, I'm normally G with that. But when you have the circles and then I can't find my circle dies, or I can't find one that would fit exactly. So those were, the things that I struggled with before. But I always make it work no matter what, right? Hi, Dan! Good evening, my friend. Good morning to you. How are you, my friend? Again, congratulations on your amazing, amazing journey on LinkedIn. This is Dan, my dear friends. He is a business coach, specifically on LinkedIn. All right. Anyways, so going back. So with the SVGs, my mistakes are a thing of the past. And then recently, just in KCC21, okay, Kendra decided to try out doing SVGs for the mats and layers. What are the mats and layers? The mats and layers are the ones that, you do your cuts, right, for your main paper. And then normally in the sketches, you would see that there are mats, right? Or what is the card base? What's the card top, right? So all those things, of course, it's all also in the free PDF, how you're supposed to cut it. But this time around, there's an SVG. And then the SVG now will come in an 8.5 by 11 format. Okay, in a letter size, not a 6 by 6. And then the nice thing about that is now, before when I prepare my mats and layers, I would use so many papers and waste a lot. Okay, not really waste because in the sense I could always put them in other projects, right? But instead of using about 12 or more solid cardstocks or paper to use as mats and layers, now depending on the designs, like for KCC21, we just needed, I think we just needed three. Okay, 3 pieces of 8.5 by 11 for all the mats and layers. For KCC22, we have 5, right? But again, that's it. And you have all the mats and layers for all of the sketches. All right, so without further ado, let's start using the SVGs. If you do have a question at any part, okay, just put it in the chat and I will try to answer them. Ah. Yes, you are. All right, then. All right. So again, I have already downloaded the SVGs onto my computer. This is what we call the Cricut Design Space, my friends. All right. So what you do is you start with, I'll just put this aside first. All right. So you'll start with a new project. It's on the topmost of the screen. All right. So when you click on new project, okay, hold on. Okay, where is, oh, it's see, because I'm using 3 screens, so I don't know. Yeah, so it's in the middle. Okay, so new project, I click on new project. So it asks me, what do you want to make? All right, so on the bottom part, it says, okay, on the left side, you see those words and it says blank canvas. Click on that. Okay, and are you ready to design from scratch? We just say start designing. All right. So, okay, let me just cancel that first. Okay, and hide that one first. Okay, so you will now see a blank canvas. All right. So that is what you are going to see initially. So now your files are, probably at your desktop, documents, wherever you place it in your computer. So click on upload. All right. So I've already uploaded them. But if it's, let's pretend you have not yet uploaded. So you would just click on that upload and then browse. Okay. And then look for where you have it. Let's say, for example, this is mats and layers. All right, so let's not do the mats and layers first. All right, so let's do, say, okay, hold on. See, I am clicking on the, all right, so let's go to my, this is SVG, okay, SVG files. All right, so here you have the paper A, B, C, D, E, F. All right, so that's the first thing I will, okay, cut. Okay, so I open. All right, so now you see that it's uploaded. Okay, and then just click on, okay, click on continue. Okay, sorry, what happened to there you go. Click on continue. Don't make yourself big. Okay. And then upload. Okay. So there now you have it uploaded. All right. Okay. And then once you have it there, okay, so that's the sketch. This is the sketch. Okay. Now on the topmost, you have make. All right, so click on make. Okay, so let's make it bigger. All right, so for those, okay, who are not yet very familiar, okay, with the how do you actually do the cuts, okay? So the Cricut mat is actually normally a 12 by 12. Okay, so it would look something like this. Okay, hold on, I will show you. Okay, let's change screen. All right. So this is what it looks like, okay? But you see, I have decorations in it, right? So this is what the Cricut mat looks like, right? So the thing is, with the Cricut mat, okay, let me see. I'll get the, hold on, I'll get the new. So of course you know that your Cricut mat is, okay, so let's just close my sketch one first. Okay, so there you go, right? So it looks like this. So it's a square, okay, but you only need a 6 by 6, right? So this is normally, let's say this is your pattern paper that you want to start with, okay? So you have a 6 by 6 paper to start with, okay? So normally what you would do is you would start and put them or put it in this side, right? Normally that's how we do it, right? But because normally you will use like a 12 by 12 paper, right? And so it's kind of big, and then sometimes your designs are, you have a little bit of a margin. Now, with the SVG files, they are cut precisely to a 6 by 6 and an 8.5 by 11 for the mats and layers SVGs. So if you will put your paper exactly onto this one, okay, of course the SVG is cut perfectly for a 6 by 6. So when it starts cutting, it doesn't cut from that part. It always has a default of a 1/4 of an inch border on all sides. Therefore, if you put your paper exactly onto the side of the mat, you will always have, smaller pieces, those that will be cut on top, because it will start cutting a 1/4 of an inch below and to the right of the border. All right? So therefore, you need to put a 1/4 of an inch, a 1/4 of an inch for the 8.5. Okay, why? Because you cannot, this is only a 12 by 12 mat, right? So if you put it like on the next square, then it would not fit, because in all of the sides, there is a border, okay, of a 1/4 of an inch. But for the 6 by 6 pattern paper, you now start on the, okay, you what do you call this, a 1 inch and 1 inch, okay, so that your actual SVG file definitely is within the margins of, the Cricut design space. Therefore, all of the lines will be cut perfectly. This is for the main papers A to F. Now, if you have the mats and layers, it's a different thing now, because you cannot put it on that one, just like, what we do with the 6 by 6, because you would see that in the end, this part will not be cut perfectly, because there is, remember, a 1/4 of an inch border on all sides. So what I do is I measure and I create a 1/4 of an inch on top, a 1/4 in an inch in, okay, from the border on the left, and then put my paper like so. So for me to not always measuring a 1/4 of an inch, okay, so I did it just once. So I have here another mat where I use washi tape, my washi tapes. So I have already measured a 1/4 of an inch from the border, okay, on the top, okay, and where that 1/4 of an inch fell, that is where the end of my washi tape is. And then a 1/4 of an inch to the right of the leftmost border, And so this is 1/4 inch. So if you can see, sometimes I want to put it this way and sometimes I want to put it that way, right? So that the mat kind of but you get used evenly, right? So now when I put my 8.5 by 11, all I need to do is I don't need to measure anymore because I've pre-measured. Now I know that at the base of that would be 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch already, so that when it cuts, okay, I know that it would cut the SVGs perfectly, like so. Right? And then all you need to do is just, to burnish. Okay, make sure. Okay, since this is a new mat, I know that it's okay. But normally, if it's an old mat, like the ones I've been using in the past, I would add, a little bit of washi tapes on top, left, bottom, so that to make sure that it stays put. All right. And then the 6x6. Okay. So again, the 6x6 pattern paper. All right. For the 6x6, again, we start with 1 inch down, 1 inch from the top, 1 inch from the left. And then if you want to use the other side, just do the same thing. 1 inch from the left, 1 inch from the top. All right. So once you have mastered or remembered, okay, to do this part, then cutting your SVG files, cutting all of the papers you need is going to be a breeze. All right. So hold on. I just want to be OC. Okay. Let me see. All right. So there you go. Again, use a brayer if you have, or, just your hands. Okay. And then sometimes we use different kinds of paper. Sometimes your papers are fibrous. Sometimes it's thick. Sometimes it's thin. So you have to do a test cut first. So you know what kind of pressure, because, you can adjust the pressure as well, right? All right. So now you see I have one that I prepared, my mat for the mats and layers. This is an 8.5 by 11. And then my pattern paper. All right. So let's start with, go back to what is uploaded, which is our pattern paper A, right? Since this is a 6x6, what I'm going to do is to pull down, okay, this one and put it, okay, sorry, not that one. I am putting the one on Ika. This one onto the 1x1. All right. So that it would cut, okay, there you go. Do you see? Okay, 1 inch from the top, 1 inch from the left. And then I would say, continue. And now it asks me, what's the material you're using? Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna go for medium cardstock. Okay, and then now it asks me to load. All right, so now I will load it. All right, so I've of course opened up my Cricut already. Now I will load it. Okay. And once that it's loaded, all right, I'll go back to the design space. Okay, and then you'll see it says press go. Okay, and to press go, all I need to do is, okay, hold on so that you can see that blinking thing. See? Do you see that blinking part? The Cricut image, okay? All you need to do now when it says go, okay, sorry, when it says go, hey, when it says press go on your Cricut design space, is to just press that thing. And now it will just start, okay, cutting. Right? So it will now start cutting your paper A. All right? So we will, okay, I'll show you how it cuts paper A. All right. And so while it's cutting, let me just go back to the chat. Hi, Barbara. Good morning. Does the cricket maker make cricket sound? You know what? It does make a sound, but I don't think it's cricket. Roy. Oh, by the way, I am Team Replay today, Roy. Yes, my dear friend Roy goes live on his YouTube channel, Tech Troublemaker, every Wednesday mornings for me. That's Tuesday nights for you, 9 p.m. Eastern. With my Sizer Romeo machine, I don't have to do that moving on mat because it cuts where I place to start. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, guys, if you are using a Sizer Romeo machine, all right, so for those who have this kind of machine, all right, so this is something, thank you so much, Barbara, for sharing, that you might want to consider, because Barbara said you don't even need to resize anymore. How awesome is that? All right, so now it's done cutting. You can see it says, okay, let me just go to the Cricut design space again. It says unload mat. So to unload the mat, I will just click on that. All right, so then now let's go back to, okay, our mat. All right, so this is our mat, okay? Now, let's go and check out the PDF, okay? So that you will see how I'm supposed to do this. Okay, PDF. Okay, hold on. KCC22 PDF. 22. All right, there you go. I'm opening it up. Okay, and I'm gonna be, let me see, where will I put that? Okay, maybe here. Might as well put it here. All right, ding. Okay, hold on, friends. See, you're doing it live. Okay, cancel, and I will just probably drag this. Let's see. Oh. All right. So, oh, this is for the mats and layers. Not that, Lala. Okay, so not that. Let me see. Yeah, this one. This one. All right. I think it's best if I just do. Okay, there you go. Bear with me, friends, as I try to navigate through this one. I thought having 3 screens is gonna be better. Okay, hold on. Preview. There you go. Okay. Whew, that took a while. Okay. And then let me just drag this. So it's gonna be bigger for you guys. All right, there you go. Is it bigger? Bigger, bigger, bigger. Bigger, bigger, smaller. All right. So let's go to paper A. All right. So when you have paper A, all right, so just a fast one. All right, so let's just focus on paper A. I said focus on paper A. It's not focusing on paper A. All right, so just pretend it's paper A. All right, so it says there 1. Right? So it says that this cut, I will put in number 1. So I have my containers. Okay, where are my containers? Here. Okay, so I have a container that says number 1, right? So I'll put this on number 1. All right, so I have another one that says 1. So I'll do that again. This one says in the sketch 1. All right, how about the next one? What does it say? Where will this go? Okay, so where will this piece go? Okay, from the sketch, what did it say? Okay, it should go number what? 9, right? So it said number 9. So this will go to, okay, my container that has number 9 because it means that's for card sketch number 9. All right. And then what's the next one? The next one, this one says it's for number, okay. All right. Oops. Okay, okay, this one, it's the one on top. Okay, so it didn't cut absolutely because I think this is a thicker cardstock. All right, so this one goes to number 2. Card sketch number 2. This one goes to number 4. Right? So the different cuts that you do in the will go to different card sketches. And this one goes to number 4. All right, and this one goes to number 9. And then this 2 will go to number... All right, so my paper is a tiny tad bigger than a 6x6. All right, and this goes to 3 and 3, card number 3. All right, so that's how I end up with like this. So all the things that I have cut will be in that container. All right, so there you go. That's how we do the cutting with the SVGs. Okay, so now you do that for all the 6 different pieces of pattern paper. So paper A, paper B, paper C, paper D, paper E, and paper F. Right? So questions before we continue on. Thank you so much, Barbara. Hello, Manong B. Hello, Shanna. How are you, my friend? Yes, thank you so much. And of course, we have Be Creative. Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for dropping by. Yeah, so if you do have questions, just put them in the chat. All right, so 9, exactly. So Barbara was actually listening still. I thought she left already. So those numbers on the sketches would tell you for what card sketch you are going to use them. That's why this challenge is amazing because it's zero waste, almost zero waste. Okay, sometimes a sliver of paper, which we actually sometimes still put inside our card, right? So that's how you do it. So you cut all those 6 pieces of 6x6 pattern paper, and then it will tell you which card sketch they will go. And then after that, now you can start with, because you have those SVG files, use them and start cutting your mats and layers. All right. So remember, I said that your mats and layers. Okay, so again, I already had the marker here that it would be for, this is where I have to put it so that there is a 1/4 of an inch and a 1/4 of an inch border on each side. Okay, just want to make sure, just to make sure. Okay, this is okay bigger. This is an 8.5 by 11 rather than a 6x6, right? So just to be sure, okay, I will just, because you know sometimes my mat, okay, the paper will, just to be sure. Okay, so I add a little bit of tape onto the sides. Okay, and this are washi tape, so it's okay, it's not gonna ruin my paper. All right, and then we go back to Cricut Design Space, right? So we're gonna do this one, done. Okay, and now we're gonna go to mats and layers, right? So I have here already, okay, one that is the mats and layers 2. All right, you see, you have 6 circles. You have one that has like a, you know, a fish tail, right? So normally those are the not the things that I normally kind of struggle with, right? So this one, you start with an 8.5 by 11. All right. So in the file that you will get when you get this, okay, Kendra already also will give you an instruction on how to do this. That you will start with this. Where are you gonna put it? Just like what you saw with the 6 by 6, it will also tell you the cuts, where should they go. Okay, I will show you that in a bit. All right, but let's create this one. So we say make. All right. So again, this one, if you can see, all right. So you cannot push it even further, right? Cannot, because it really has a default of a quarter of an inch on all sides, right? So if you created, like, let's say, forgot about this, right? And so you made it, and then what you did was on the mat, you actually align this paper. Okay, let me show you a different one. All right, so you actually aligned your paper on the actual border corner. All right, so when that cuts, the SVG will cut from here, so the measurements will now be wrong. Thus, you really need to make sure that you attach the paper, okay, a quarter of an inch from the top and from the left, like so. And so that, for me to make it easier, I've already added that washi tape. So it's faster for me. I don't need to measure anymore. All right, so let's test cut. Okay, the mats and layers 2. Okay. All right, but first let's go to the mats and layers. Okay, let's say, okay. And then, of course, we will tell them what kind of paper, medium. And then it will tell you, press go. And then we will just simply press go. All right, so now it is... All right, so now... Oh, did I not put it properly? Okay. All right, so let's go now to my mats and layers. Okay. All right. So while that is cutting, let me just check the chat again. Hi, Alyssa. Good morning, my friend. Oh, you're already done. Good job. Oh, you don't know Tech Troublemaker yet? Yes, that's Roy, our dear friend Roy. Alyssa, this is Roy. Roy, this is Alyssa. Yes, so there you go. There you go. It's cutting. And so it is cutting this one. Where did I put it? Did I put it here? I think it's in this screen share. Yes. All right, so there you go. So this is like this when you get the mats and layers. So, okay, it will tell you, okay, where, okay, the instructions. Okay, and then, okay, let me just grab this preview of mats and layers. All right, so what we are cutting right now is actually this one. All right, so the second one I think is this one. All right, so this is the one we're cutting, friends. Okay, so again, just like I told you earlier, it does tell you where does this piece go, right? So let's just put it there. Okay, so now it's done. All right, so there it is now. So you see that it has cut. All right. Okay, so the first cut, okay, will be, all right, this one. Okay, so this one, according to the sketch, okay, so that's my washi tape. All right, we'll go to, okay, card number 10. So this goes to 10. All right, and then the one with the fishtail. Look, when you get it, it's already cut and already with a fishtail. Who has issues with doing fish perfectly, symmetrical fishtail, right? So this one goes to number 13. All right, card sketch number 13. And when you see those that are black in the PDF, all right, that just simply means you may use it for others, or it's a scrap. But look, you can still use it for other cards, right? And then there's one there that says use for sentiments, right? So this could be a sentiment strip, right? And then this would be, again, for card sketch number. This is for card number 15, right? 15. Okay, and then look, the circles, right? So you have the circles, okay? And the circles would go to different card sketches. Okay, so it says there. Hold on. Okay. Let me get my weeding tool. Okay, as this is kind of a newer mat. Okay, so you'll see I remove all the in between. So you will see all the circles. You see? Ta-da! So the first circle will go to card sketch 4. This one is 1. This one is 12. Oh my gosh, I have dry skin. Sorry, friends. I haven't gone to the salon. Okay, 12 and then 9. All right, and then it says on the next one, number 6 and then number 3. And so on and so forth, right? So you'll just follow. Okay, so that's how easy it is to use this SVG files. All right. So again, for Kendra's Card Challenge 22, there are 5 pieces, or so you'll have to, the first SVG, you have to cut 2 pieces of that, and then you have 2, 3, 4, and 5, one of each only. All right, so you can use coordinating solid papers with that one, or you can use exactly the same. So it's up to you. Decide. All right, so in my case, I'll show you what I actually did. All right, so before we move on, let me just go and check the chat, if any new chat has come in. All right, so again, this is how you use the SVG files. So for those who might be new to, all right, so now we know that with Sizer, Barbara shared earlier on that her machine actually adjusts automatically. So I hope that that happens too. All right, so I will go and check out the one with the brothers gun and cut, but Kendra does have a suggestion for that one. You could just actually adjust in the machine the sizing, but for Cricut machine, if you have it, this is how I do it. All right, so I hope that helps. All right, so now let's start with our creating of the 15 cards. All right, so there you go. Okay, so again, all of these things, my dear friends, the SVG files to join, everything are in, the Cards by Kendra Patreon. All right, so if you've not checked that out, I highly suggest that you do so. And for those who are new and would probably want more inspiration, all right, of course, on the Patreon page, there is Cards by Kendra, and there are also Facebook pages. So if you are, a regular member, or just, even free, you can find tons of inspiration on the Cards by Kendra Facebook page. You just need to answer, just some safety rules and guidelines for groups on Facebook, and you're in, right? And then if you are part of the All Access or VIP, and it has been renamed recently, Okay, I need my cheat sheet. All right, so the all access beef is now called the gold membership, and the VIP now is the platinum. Okay, and then of course there's the legacy VIP, where you are from the previous VIP, but you are grandfathered into the new new tier. All right, so again, if I know if you have other questions, okay, we will be going live excuse me, later on for you guys, 6:30 p.m. Okay, and for me, and then after that, immediately after that will be the live stream hop for the month of April. So that will be Kendra, Lynn, okay, Sean, and I. And since this is the first live stream for KCC22, we will be creating the full set together. All right, so I will create 4 of the 15 sketches, and then all of us will create something as well. All right, so let us start. And of course, Alisa also finished her first set already. Awesome. They're so fast, right? They already finished their first. All right, so this is for my card sketch 1, okay? Inspired by sketch number 1. By the way, this is how I do it. Okay, so what I do, because we're going to be doing this for 3 months, right? So again, you can actually join once every month, because this is a quarterly card making challenge. So you can take a photo of your full 15 set for the month of April, for the month of May, and then for the month of June. Take a single photo of all the 15 and upload it to the InLinks party link, where you will get the chance to actually win something. All right, so again, the links are all in the PDF that's free for you to download. Okay, now what I do is I print it out. Right, so this one came from the PDF that I downloaded. I cut it and I laminated it, because you know how it is, right? Card makers, we love eating, we love drinking while we're working, and sometimes we'd spill something onto it, and then we have to, print it again. Or the thing I like, I'm a very analog person, right? Even though we have technology, sometimes I would work on my KCC projects when I'm waiting for my kids, or when I go walking daily, and then while waiting for the food, right? So I would bring this along. Okay, so this is how I do it. So I laminated it, so that's right, that. And then sometimes I make special like that, because that's gonna be the sketch I'm gonna show you. Don't tell it I told you. Right, so there you go. So those are the sketches I'm gonna be showcasing later for you guys. All right, so you can see those are the sketches. So I have them in tow. Even the how to enter, get instructions, I all have them printed. And then I just put do you call this a jump ring? I don't know what you call this, a ring. All right, so that I can actually put it in the side of my bag. Okay, and it's good to go. All right, so let's start with card sketch number 1. All right, so now it is 10:24. Okay, so about an hour from when we started, because I had to show you how to use the SVG files, and I hope that you like that. And if you do have more questions about that, all right, so feel free to ask away. Okay, so there you go. Look at the sketch. So from the sketch, okay, so if you're new to card sketches, this is how we do it. So after you have cut all the pattern papers, the mats and layers, now the only thing you need to do is to put them together. And my favorite part of card making, the decorating part, right? All right, so now is the decorating part. So before I actually stick everything together, I just look at the sketch first and see Okay, if I like what I see, or if I do this so that, I would know if I have everything, okay, that I need for this sketch. Okay, because sometimes, when we're working, or sometimes my kids would like, um, this one, sometimes they would accidentally like push it off the table, so all the pieces are scrambled all around. And so sometimes I have missing pieces, so I have to make sure I do this so I know if everything is here. All right, so this part, you might say, where is that? Okay, this is actually part of the bonus printable. Hold on, where did I put them? So that's the thing. I will see it later. All right. But this is part of the April bonus printable. So all the papers that you see, the pattern papers, this and all of the, basically almost everything. Okay. Like this one, the ones I will use to decorate, and the sentiments are all from the April bonus printable as well. And bonus printables are actually free, okay, in several tiers if you are part of Cards by Kendra Patreon shop. I mean Patreon. All right. So this one, I just fussy cut. Okay. And I want to put like a ribbon on the sides like that. It's so cute, right? So that's how I want my card one to look like. So if you could see. All right. Let me see. Okay. Make it a little bigger. So there you go. All right. So that's card sketch number 1. All right. Okay, now all I need to do is to put it together. Okay. And we have Wims. Good evening, Wims. How are you? Tulog na ba ang baby? I'm crafting along with you, but you're not doing cards. What are you doing? Oh, you're recycling the milk cartons of Mira. Awesome! I love DIY. So, yes, looking forward to that video. So, for those who don't know yet, Whimsical Thoughts is, I fondly call her Wims, but it's not her real name, but I like it because, it's whimsical. I like whimsical stuff, right? So, she is a traditional artist, digital artist. She can do it all. And now she is actually doing some DIY stuff. So if you have not yet, checked out her work or following her, she's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and she's on all the socials, so to speak. All right. Hi, Shanna from Wims. Yes, we had Barbara earlier on as well, Wims, and Alyssa. So there you go. And I hope that you could join us again. I know that Wims already joined before in, I don't know which Kenja's Card Challenge she was able to join. But I hope that you will try again. For KCC22. And yes, you still have, my friends, up to April 12. All right, to actually watch we did have a hop April 2nd. Okay, that's the KCC22 giveaway hop. Okay, all you need to do is follow that hop. Okay, answer. Okay, send in the link. Okay, for that hop, and you can get a chance to win. There's a what do you call this? There's a package. Okay, a prize package worth $250. Okay, from Kendra to those to the one who would win. All right, so okay, so the more chances to win if you watch all because you have more entries, right? All right, so there you go. Let us go back to the chat. I mean, this sketch. Okay, if it's middle. All right, middle. All right. So it's up to you how you want to interpret the sketch. All right. Okay, so let's put it like so. I'm just eyeballing everything, friends. Okay, there you go. What's the word for this color? Very dainty. Yes, I think that's how you call it, right? So the color combination for this month's bonus printable is dainty. It's very, very dainty. There you go. Okay. Everything you see here, the pattern paper, okay, the different things I'm using to decorate are all part of the bonus printable for the month of April. I'm just trying to figure out where I actually placed it. I already prepared it somewhere here. I just can't seem to find the actual. Okay, and then I just wanted to add this cute ribbons. Okay, which is also part of the bonus printable. It's very dainty, right? All right, so done. Card sketch. Okay, card number 1, done. All right, now let's go to card number 2. Okay, and then tell me later, my friends, which card sketch do you like the best? All right, so number 2. Okay, so for number 2, all right, so these are the different pieces. Again, all the pieces I cut using the SVGs. Then those SVGs are available on Kendra's Patreon shop. Okay, and I will put the link in the description as well, so it's easy for you. Okay, so that's the main sketch, right? So there you go. Okay, so this is pattern paper, and the rest are just called cardstock. Okay, and then this is part of the bonus printable again for April. Okay, I just fussy cut everything manually, friends. All right, so it's gonna look something like that. And then, of course, the sentiment. This one says, Happy Mom's Day, right? So the sentiments come in white, pink. Again, where did I put them? I've already cut them. Ay, nako. Can't find them. Here. All right. So here are, okay, the different, okay, elements from that bonus printable. You see, let me just go through some of them. These are the ones I'm not going to be not using for the 15 cards. So imagine, these are not going to be used. But still, there's so many, right? So I fussy cut all of these from the printed bonus printable for April 2026. And on top of these, my friends, all right, so this plus all the things that you will see I'm going to be using for the card. I'll tell you if it's not part of the bonus printable. Okay, but rather my stash. So that one is part of the bonus printable. All right, and then these are the sentiments. On top of these sentiments that I'm going to be using, okay, for the cards I'm going to be doing. So you see, there are sentiments that are in black. Okay, and there you go. So many for different occasions. And then you have ones that are printed with a yellow background. And then there are with the pink background. So it's a combination. Okay, so you see because I am going to be using the ones that are not here are going to be used for the cards we're making. So you see, these are just the strips. There are sentiments that are actually big enough for you to die cut them with the circle die, square die, oval die, heart die, whatever it is. And I'm going to show you how I actually used it. All right, so let's go back to, okay, my second card, inspired by card sketch number 2. Okay. So once you have cut everything, okay, in my case, using the SVG files. Now, if you're doing manual cutting, okay, just follow the PDF file. Everything, all the instructions are there. How to cut it, where to cut it. Okay, everything will be there. And then what if, okay, for some weird reason, oh, I don't want it this way. I want it, I don't want it portrait. I want it landscape. Yes, absolutely. Okay, can I still join with that kind of a sketch? I tweak the sketch. Yes, absolutely. Right? So the sketches are meant to be inspiration, my friends. So if you do want to tweak it, you kind of made a miscut, don't throw it out. Still use it. Okay? Right, Kendra? It's so pretty because these bonus printables are always so much fun to work with. I love them. Hi, Irma. How is sunny California? Yes, I know Irma, our dear friend, is from sunny California. The thing is, I forgot to take a video of what I was doing because I was crafting when I was having a meeting earlier. It's okay. You can always just take a photo for now, Wims. But we're so excited to actually, take a look, sneak peek of what you are doing. That's a DIY organizer from milk cartons. Okay, let me see. Okay, sometimes when you have papers that are more fibrous, right? And then my blades aren't that sharp anymore. So you have that fuzziness on the side of the card. All right, so there you go. That's the basic sketch. Now I'll just put in the things that I have fussy cut. And by the way, we have Anne Marie. Hello, good afternoon, Anne. I know it's probably early. Oh, no, probably, early afternoon for Anne. Because our dear Anne is from Europe. All right, and then, whoop. Come on. When I move a lot or when I move too fast, the camera kind of can't catch up with me. It's like telling me, stop moving too fast. Okay. So hold on. Because I need to get some of these. Sorry. Okay. So that we can have a little bit of a dimension. Okay, onto this printed and fussy cut. Okay, again, this is the April bonus printable. And it is actually free, okay, for some of the tiers in the paid membership of Cards by Kendra. Okay, so if you want to know, there have been changes in the paid memberships. So during the during the hop, okay, the big giveaway hop, in my video, I actually enumerated some of the changes. Okay, there. So, and of course, best is to go to Cards by Kendra on Patreon and check out the different changes. Okay, so for later, again, I would like to invite you over, okay, to the first live stream hop of the quarter, right? So, of course, before that, Kendra will be announcing the winners for the KCC21 last quarter winner. There you go. Happy Mother's Day. Should I have had this like flag? You know what? Since I've already attached I cannot. So I'll just do like that so that it's not too. There you go. Because I already attached. I cannot like do a fishtail anymore. So that'll do. All right. And of course, we would want to have, that fun butterfly over there. It's kind of a combination spring, Mother's Day, different occasions. So Kendra has given us a ton of, inspiration, sentiments in this bonus printable. So if you want to use it for spring cards or Mother's Day or different, occasions. So there you go. That is card number 1 and card number 2, right? I really love the color palette because the past couple of printables have been quite, very fun and bright, right? So now we have like subtle, dainty colors for a change, right? So that's card 1 and 2. And then later, please do tell me which card sketch you like the best. All right. So now let's move on to card number 3. All right. So let's try to do it a little bit faster, Lala, so that we don't stay here forever because I know you guys are all busy starting your day. All right. So has anybody other than Alyssa finished their, KCC22 first set already? Okay. Has anyone already finished? All right. So normally when I work with my sketches or my cards using the sketches, I love doing it while I'm, watching my favorite crafters also on YouTube, or if there's a new Korean, K-drama. All right. So for this one, I try to, not adhere just yet. Okay. Just make sure. All right. So you see in the sketch, it's the same from the same pattern paper, but you will have like a diagonal. Okay. Again, if you want to, make it the same side, why not? Okay. But this is the, what do you call this? Suggested one. And so what I do is I start first with the corners, right? So I'll make sure that, I kind of have this equal distance between them. Okay. And then from there now I go on to the middle part, and then I start first with the top and bottom, just trying to make it so that whatever is left, I'll just make sure that the middle one strip will go into the middle like so, right? So hopefully that helps. Okay, if you're having a hard time lining things up, right? Especially if you are a little bit OC like me, right? So we want to make things as even as we want without actually using or measuring with a ruler. There is no crafty police in the chat, so it's okay. Right. So, but hopefully that helps. Okay. So for those who struggle with lining things up, so normally I do it like that. All right. Okay. And there. We're done with. Okay. We're almost done with the base for this card. Okay. So how about you, my friends? When you create your sets, okay, do you do everything first and decorate later, or you finish each one to decorating part before you move on to the next one? Sometimes I mix it up, it's like my brain, my ADHD brain is like, okay, move on to the next, even though I'm not yet done with this. So if you would see when I do MCA with Lynn, right? So sometimes I'd be doing 2. Because it's like, I like doing 2 things at a time, right? And then the thing you need to do now is just to add this one in the middle. All right. But then this is one of the sentiments from the bonus printable, right? So I like it, and I also cut it in, circle. Okay, but then if I do so, it will cover this ones. So what I decided to do is, I want them all. So I will put them all, right? So it's like an uneven kind of, you know, kind of like that, right? So, and then I'll put them in the middle like so, right? So instead of having just, like that, I'll have like a triple circle in the middle, offset them. And do you see? Do you see what happened? Okay, this one I used a die and I accidentally cut like that. So, paper surgery! I didn't cut this with SVG, just a regular die. See, I told you, I can really mess things up with the cutting. So these SVG files are so perfect. All right, now these leaves are not part of the bonus printable, but it's in my stash. I don't even know where I got them, friends. So I can't even tell you where it came from, but definitely they have been fuzzy cut. These are not like ephemera that I bought from somewhere, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these three together first, all right? And then I'm going to lift it up just a tad so that, okay, and then I will remove all this double-sided adhesive, okay, that actually I used because I accidentally cut this, right? So don't worry about miscuts. There's always paper surgery, my friend. And most important is, this is your card. Okay? It's another thing why it is... Sometimes I do it like this. I just, just a tad so that I can sneak in things onto the sides. Like this one. Right? And that one. Okay, I can actually cut this. Like so. Right? So it doesn't have to be... So it's so easy to sneak them underneath. Okay, so other than the leaves, everything is part of the bonus printable. Janan! See, I'm not using any bling today. Okay, just today. Okay, because I'm gonna be doing the 16. So we have 1, 2, 3. Ting! All right, let's go to number 4. Moving along. Okay, number 4, my dear friends. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, let me just put them together because later I will not be able to find it and I will be reusing this for later's live stream. Again, we would like to invite you over to the first KCC live stream. Okay, later on after the announcement of winners. So if you submitted, okay, for a set for the KCC 21 for the month of March. Okay, I hope that we would see you during the announcement of winners later on. And then immediately after will be the live stream. All right, so let's do sketch number 4 now. All right, so this is now sketch 4. All right. Okay, so for sketch 4, we do have, okay, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of pattern paper. So if you would look at the sketch. Okay, let me see. Let's make this a little bit bigger. If you would look at the sketch. Whoops, not that one. What am I doing? I'm doing the wrong sketch. Not sketch 10. This one. All right, so sketch number 4. All right. So if you would look, okay, so there's paper A, and then there's paper B, and then there is paper C, okay, and then, okay, and this one goes a little bit on top, okay, and then, oh, so sorry, this one, paper C, all right, and then this one, Okay, paper D. Okay, wait a minute. I see something. Oh, see? Okay, let me just cut that. Okay, something. Okay, it's already almost cut. I used a little bit of a thicker paper here. That's why. All right. And then finally, another paper A over here. All right. A paper A over there. Okay. And then you'll just put this. See those overlaps? Don't worry because they will be hidden. Right? Okay. Again, you start with those. What I do is those two paper A. Just to have like an equal distance for the borders. Okay, and then I will slowly sneak in, right, the rest. Okay, this one, since it's just a small strip, can actually fall on top of that one. All right, and then this one, okay, I will go put it underneath like so. And then everything will be covered. Right? So there you go. Okay, again, this is how I do it. Okay. If you do it a different way, that's absolutely fine. And yes, please do share if you have, tips or techniques that you use that, we might actually also, use or learn from, like what, Barbara shared earlier with her sizer. Right? So the way she uses her sizer. Okay, and then this one. Okay, like so. Okay. Okay, so sometimes I want to cover up those boo-boos of my borders. Just making sure that everything. Okay. Because this one is this one's a little tricky, right? Because if you accidentally put this too down, right? So you won't have an overlap. But again, you know what? If that happens, don't worry. You can always, it's okay. Right? Just go ahead. Again, Kendra will not say, oh, that's a bit, a quarter of an inch off. There is no such thing, my friends. All right. It is gonna be okay. All right, there you go. Just a tad. All right. And of course, my favorite glue to use, okay, is, all right, there you go. My Barely Art glue. Although I do use, different kinds of glue. All right, there you go. Okay, and now this one, okay. Okay, pardon my nails. I haven't been able to go to the salon I had to rest my nails because I've been doing, what do you call that? What do you call that manicure where it's, it will last months. I've been doing that for a year and I think my nails suffered a bit, so I needed to rest them. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Mom. Right? Okay, so, okay, let me see. See, that's the hard thing, right? When you want to, okay, do a fishtail. Okay, so I normally just eyeball things. It's not perfect. It's not gonna be perfect, but that's fine. So if you're okay with not having perfect fishtails, then you can always do this. Cut in the middle. Okay, and then just cut the diagonal towards that line that you cut. Okay, and now I'll just lift that a bit. Okay, and put a foam tape underneath. Okay. This again, this what do you call this? Cage of flowers. Okay, are also part of the bonus printable, and so is this beautiful sentiment. Right? And then I will lift it up a bit. Since this is just a low profile foam tape, then it's just perfect. Okay, so that I can tuck in these leaves again. All right, so again, we will cover up those. Okay, so don't worry. Now it looks perfect. Ta-da! All right, and then I will just add some of these fussy cut leaves. Again, that I've had forever. I don't really know where I got them anymore, friends. Because this has been in my stash for quite a while. And so I said, okay, why not, use it? All right, so there you go. Let me see. There you go. Because it's too high. It's too long. There you go. That's better. Okay. Okay, how's everyone? Hi, Laura Lee. Thanks for dropping by. Yes, 15 in one night. We are on our fourth card, my friend. And that is possible because I'm following sketches. Yes, and this is, card number 4. Card number 3. Oh, no, that's the one. Card number 3. Card number 2. And card number 1. And then later, friends, tell me which card or sketch is your favorite. If given a chance, okay, which one, okay, will you use? That's going to be a hard question, though. I tell you, as we move along. All right, that's going to be harder and harder. All right, so let's do this a little faster because, 15 cards. All right, so for the next sketch, okay, so we're now on to our 5th sketch, okay? So this one has that diagonal thing, okay, going on. And normally I struggle with those friends because they're not perfect. So what I used to do was to, put them directly, okay? Put it directly, the pieces of cut, pattern paper onto my mats, right? So I'll just put them directly like so. All right. And then if I have a mistake, I can no longer like kind of move it, right? So one thing that I am using is create like this one. It says in the sketch that this is going to be 4 by 5.25. So you cut just the paper. Okay, that's going to be like your base. Okay, and I find that, this is one thing that I learned from Kendra. Okay, so she, does, okay, you see the fuzzies on the edge because my blade isn't very sharp anymore. Okay, there you go. All right, so having that, kind of base for all of these elements to stack on, so that all of them together, okay, and if they have like extras, okay, it's going to be easy to put them on your main card, okay, on your card top, okay, so to speak. All right, and then we're gonna put these strips again. Even the small strips have been cut through the SVG. Okay, so the SVGs. All right. Okay. not, I think it's easier if I just do it over there rather from the strip, right? There you go. Now, all this, excess, all right, or the things that hang onto the side, you just simply cut either with a pair of scissors or with a paper trimmer. Okay, whatever or whichever you prefer. Just cut them like so. And now you have that perfect. Okay, and then just put the mat and put it on your card piece. Ta-da! And then it's time to actually decorate the card. Okay, this one. Hello, little seedling. Yes, this is part of the bonus printable as well, my friend. All right, and then I just want to put like a ribbon over there, right? I love these ribbons. I'm so in love with these ribbons. So you will see I'm going to be using all of the ribbons from that bonus printable. None is left. You would see them in all my cards. Promise. All different shapes, I mean colors and size, because Kendra actually created several sizes of those ribbons and different colors. Right? So, okay, so instead of, 3 elements like those, so you have 1, 2, 3, I wanted to add them like that. Okay, so again, that's something you can do. Okay, you can tweak the sketch, okay, whichever way you want. Okay, so I just wanted to, instead of 1, 2, 3, just one element in the middle. Okay, so that's sketch number 5. Okay, now moving on to number 6. All right. If you do have a question, just put them in the chat. And I will hopefully, if it's about Kendra's card challenge, hopefully Kendra is still here, or probably she's so busy, preparing for later's announcement of winners. So whoever it is, advance congratulations, my dear friend, whoever you are. No, but there are many, whoever they are. All right, so this is card sketch number 6. All right, so there you go. Okay, but this one, if you can see, all right, so I have those fuzzies. I really need to change my blade. All right, so there you go. And then it does has this like 2 pillars, okay, at the edge, like so. And then you have that thing again, right? So I want to use again the what do you call this? The sentiments. Okay, this time around I use a stitched round border. Okay, bloom where you are planted. Okay, I'm gonna use that. Okay, and I'm gonna be using that. Okay, and that, and over here a trowel like that. All right, so that's how this one is gonna look like. All right, because all my card bases are white. Okay, but normally if I have a lot of, so what I do is I want to change the color of my card base. Instead of having them all of the same color, I just do the white and then change the color of that top. Okay, and then all the rest are all, printed from the SVGs. These are the mats, the different mats and the different layers. So this one's a what do you call this? This one is a landscape card. Okay, so normally I would start with Okay. Okay, let me see. Where is the best way to... This one's very, very almost touching. Okay, that one. So very thin borders. Okay, in between, like so. All right, so let us start with the sides. Okay, so now you probably have realized that what I do is I go out, going in like that. Okay. Okay, and now just put together these two pattern papers. I love the plaids, right? So they have this kind of, you know, homey country vibe feeling. I like it. Right, there you go. Look at my nails, my dirty nails. Apologies. Okay, definitely I won't have time to have a proper manicure done before the live stream for tomorrow or your tonight. So we'll probably be seeing the same. All right. So instead of it being in the middle like so, because I wanted to add, you know, this elements, okay, which are again from the bonus. I told you, even though I basically used up almost all of the ones in the bonus printable, I fussy cut everything. I still have a ton left, okay, as I've shown you earlier, the many things that I still have left. All right, so again, this plant, this leaf is not part, okay. This came from my stash. It's just that I said, you know, the color palette is perfect. So this one, the trowel, is actually part of the bonus printable. Okay, so I just want to add a little bit of depth because everything is so flat. So this trowel is going to be raised a little bit. Ta-da! Okay, it's a little bit... Okay, it's okay. It's a little bit crooked like that, but it's okay. So this is card sketch number 6. Okay, number 6, number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1. All right, next. We are now on sketch number 7. All right. So this one, my friends, if you would see, I have a little bit of tools here. Because when I saw this sketch, all right, it's like I said, I got so intrigued. Okay, let me show you this beautiful sketch. It's like, there's a pinwheel, right? I said, you know what pinwheels do, right? They rotate. So I said, I want it to rotate. I want it to move. So since I got the sketch and was like thinking how I'm going to do 7 in a way that it would move. All right. So I think I found a way and I'm going to share you how I'm going to do it. All right. So first I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. Okay. So for those who just want the static pinwheel. All right. So just following the sketch. All right. So the longest is on the right side. Okay, and then the next one, okay, they will meet together like so. All right, so this one, okay, flush to the right, okay, of the mat. All right, I mean the layer. Okay, and then the next longest, the third longest, okay, is here underneath. Okay, this one. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And finally, the shortest you will put over there. All right. So what we're going to do is we are not going to put this on the mat just yet. So we'll work from top to bottom. Okay. So for this point, or at this point, we are just going to follow the actual sketch. All right. So we'll just grab the pieces. So after you have cut all of the pieces, okay, for your Kendra's card challenge, the next thing you just need to do is to put them together. Okay, so if you could see, I did emboss. So whenever I see a big blank space, right? So most of the time I am inspired to, put a little bit of a texture onto it, right? So, and then you just, okay, butt it to the end of that one, and the other end has to, be flush to the edge of the layer. Okay, and then you now do the next one. So the longest, and then you do it from the longest to the shortest. Anyway, that's how I do it. You can start with the shortest to the longest, whatever suits you or whichever you prefer. Okay. So somehow this also does follow like a pinwheel design, right? So how amazing is Kendra, She has thought of this beautiful, design. It's so unique. I find it so unique. All right, so there you go. All right. There. Okay, so now that we have that, okay, so the next thing that you're supposed to do, I think I did this for the hop, and I forgot who actually mentioned it. One of the comments that I received, okay, she mentioned it this way. Lala, what you can do is before you actually put this together, what she did was to put this already. Okay, was to put already this triangles, okay, that would look like pinwheels on those strips of paper before she actually puts them on top like so. She said, especially if you don't have like, tweezers. Where are my tweezers anyway? All right. So like tweezers like this, that's how you can do it, she said. All right, so if that's a great suggestion, so that you won't have difficulty putting it together when it's already there, right? So that's one thing. Now, as I said, I want it to spin, right? So this is green, this is blue. Okay, so I don't know if the colors can be seen. So this strip of plaid is green and this is blue. All right, so what I did was to cut a circle. Okay, a transparent one. This is an acetate, right? So an acetate, and then I cut a hole, okay, like this, using this one, right? A very tiny hole. Okay, and now I'm going to put that circle in the middle like so. Okay, and I will assemble my pinwheel. Okay. Now I need my double-sided adhesive. Since that is an acetate, so a double-sided tape is going to move. Right? So I'm going to put a double-sided tape. And I will attach it to my circle. Okay? Bear with me, my friends, as we navigate through this cute pinwheel that will rotate. All right, so our next piece is this one. So it's going to look like that. Okay, so again, I will just add my double-sided adhesive. Okay. Okay, and this one would go like so. All right. And then the next one. Okay. So you don't want that adhesive to be, okay, more than, okay, the outside of the circle. All right. And then the next one will be like that. Okay. You just want the adhesive to stay within the circle so that it will not prevent it from moving later on. Okay. All right. And then finally, the last of the, the pinwheel. Okay. There you go. And this one goes like this. Okay. Try not to cover up the hole. Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. So what I will do next, okay, is to put so for those who actually, make some kind of jewelry pieces, this is a flathead wire. Right? So it's a flathead that I will put inside of that. Okay. Okay, so sometimes it might actually, what do you call this? Okay. So it would be nice if you have like a strip of paper. Okay, so any kind of paper. So let's just cut this one. So that pin, okay, and then I'll just, cut a hole, yeah, onto that one, and I will just put it underneath. Okay, so that, okay, if you have, a circle, I want a circle, so it's nice. All right, so let me get a circle. Let me get a circle and a pattern paper, a light pink. Okay. Sorry guys, this is taking a little longer. Okay, but I really like this one, so bear with me a little bit, just a tad, as I try to, create a smaller circle. Just so to reinforce, okay, that the pin, so that it will not go, or it will not slip onto the hole here. So let us create. Okay, there you go, that very small pin. And I will just, eyeball it in the middle. Okay, I just eyeballed it in the middle so that it looks nice still, right? So now where is my small pin? All right. So there goes my small pin. So you'll go from the bottom. Like so. Okay. There. Okay, and then like so. Okay, and then I'm gonna be adding this plastic, I don't know what you call this. Plastic jewelry pieces. Probably just 3. Okay, I'll put them inside. Okay, oops, wrong. I should be putting it there like that. I'm gonna putting it there. I'm gonna be putting it there. Like so. And then I'm gonna be putting it, I'm gonna put it like that. And so now you can imagine it can go around like so. right? So, but what we're gonna do to this one is we will close that. Okay. So I will go get a pair of round nose pliers. Okay. And I will, okay, hold it there. And I will twist. Okay. And then I will twist again. And I will twist again. And I will twist again. Okay, not too tight, so that our pinwheel will actually spin. Right? And so when we actually put it on, paste it there, it's still going to, okay. Is it too tight? Let me see. Okay, there. Right, now all we need to do is put double-sided adhesive, okay, onto that one. Okay, isn't it cool? I really like it. It's like, you know, for days I've been like, I want to make it spin. I want to make it spin. Okay, I know I have to make it spin. All right, and then we are going to put it in the middle like so. Okay, just adhering that circle. Ta-da! It's now another fidget tool, right? Okay, and finally, all you need to do is to put it at, okay, the base of the card. Just put it on top of the base of the card like so. Okay, and then, okay, make sure that the opening is correct. Okay, and then we will just simply decorate it. Okay, since this is, what do you call this? I embossed it. So it would be nicer and easier if we would, you know, I was just holding the double-sided adhesive. Oh, there. Gosh, it's in front of me, right? So it would be easier to use this, okay, than liquid glue because it has a lot of ridges. Okay, so it would be kind of a little messy. So this is easier to actually, you know, use and work with. Okay, there you go. Oh, Shelly, is it your birthday? Happy birthday! Woot woot! Do I have, hold on, do I have confetti over here? Yay! Happy birthday, Shelly! There you go! Woohoo! Yes! It's Shelly's birthday! Woohoo! Alright, so this is now my pinwheel card. Right, so obviously, Sketch 7 is my favorite so far. All right, how about you, my friends? Which sketch is your favorite thus far? So this is so easy. I mean, if you have the tools anyway, right? So, but since I actually also make, you know, jewelry, so I had all the things I needed to create it, right? And then now, of course, okay, you know, like when you travel and then you could see. All right, so there you go. All right, let me see. I think adding a ribbon is just too much. Okay, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna navigate through this. All right. Yeah, I still want this, like, it's like me, you know, making a wish, going on a travel, going on a trip. No, I think the Make-A-Wish has to go over there. All right. All right. And then this one. Okay. Make it even. There you go. Okay. It's hard for it to stick because of the, what do you call this? My embossed, what do you call this? I dry embossed the panels. Ta-da! And we are done. I love it. Thank you for this sketch, Kendra. It really inspired me. There you go. So this is card sketch number 7, my friends. So you have 7. So that took quite a while. Apologies, but we will try to make the rest a little bit faster. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's move on to the next. My foam tape fell. All right. So let's move on to sketch number 8. Oh, well, that's sketch number 2. Okay, there you go. 8. All right. This one. Yes, Barbara, high five, right? I also love sketch 7 so far. Yes. Again, Shelly, hope you had a great birthday. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Yvonne Marie. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Kendra. That I told Kendra a little bit. Like, Kendra, I'm going to show you something I did with card sketch 7. Hello, hello, hello. Of course. Oh my goodness. Everybody is here. Thank you so much, friends. Yes, see, Von Marie agrees. The bonus printables are so good. Have you checked out our dear Von Marie's, cards as well? UV gel. Yes, there you go, Wims. I've had UV gel manicure for more than a year. So my nails had to rest for a while. There you go. The link to the KCC patron page. That is, if you have to memorize or, bookmark a link, that is it, my friends, because everything is there. The bonus printables, the SVGs, the different tiers for joining Kendra's Card Challenge. Everything is there. All right. So let me just move back to the bottom. Thank you so much, Barbara. I thought, Barbara, you had to go somewhere. Right. So again, Irma, thank you for still being here, dear friends. All right. Let's move on. Card number 8. All right. Okay. 8. Okay. So by this time, what was the issue here? I think the issue was I have a new mat. So sometimes when a new mat is, it's very sticky, right? So when I pulled it out, I kind of pulled out the back of that one. All right. So this is card sketch number 8. Okay. So so it's going to be another landscape one. Okay. Again, something I learned from Kendra. When you have, layers like that, right? So the best way, because I always make a mistake before. It's like, oh no, I already stuck it. I forgot to cut. So now when there is some things like that needed to be pasted one on top of, or, side by side like so, I create a base for them. And so instead of pasting it directly onto that, right? So I created this, which is, a 1/4 of an inch. It's like in the sketch, right? So you have the card base 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. No, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Sorry about that. All right, and then this one, and then this part will have all of those layers, right? So you start with that, okay, and then now you attach everything to that one, okay? So you start from one end. Okay. All right. And then just, add the rest. Okay. Making sure that the edges, okay, that you put this in the middle, because if you put it like this, right, so there it's not enough paper over there. Same with this. So make sure that you cover all the edges, okay, when you do the diagonals, like so. All right. And then, okay, you put this solid cardstock. Yes, this is too green, too bright. That's why I use the lighter side. Okay, like so. Oh, look at that. Wrong. I was just telling you and I made a mistake. See? Okay. That was almost another paper surgery in the making. All right, there you go. And finally, okay, the last but not the least of the pattern paper that I have cut using the SVGs. Okay, there you go. And then, since this, I use an SVG to cut this, you can actually use this part. But, instead of a heart, I'm using, okay, another one from the bonus printable. So instead of a heart, I'm going to use this circle, right? It's so cute, right? Yes, that is from the bonus printable. And I'm going to put to a great mom over there. Right? So that's how it's going to look like. Now you want to cut it manually, with a pair of scissors, or if you want with paper trimmer, if you're good with, lining up with a paper trimmer like so, okay, you can always trim that off with your paper trimmer if you wish. So whether it be a pair of scissors, paper trimmer, it is absolutely, up to you, whichever you prefer. Okay, I find that this one a tad. There you go. So you can use a mixture of both. All right, and finally, okay, put that in the mat. I see a tad. I think when I cut it earlier. All right. Okay. Almost. We are now, what is this? Sketch 8. Halfway through, and we are okay, an hour. We started with doing the cards at about 10:30, so already an hour through. Okay, so probably we took so much time, okay, in the preparation of my card 7, but I hope it was worth it, that you had fun, okay, watching me do that, as I really, it took me a while to think of how I'm going to do that. So I was super happy when I realized, oh my goodness, I can do it. I can put, I can put something like, okay, let's just, okay, do it like that. So sometimes when I struggle with fishtail, I'll just put a diagonal like so. All right. Oh no, this is kind of crooked. Do you see? Look away. Look away. I couldn't. Okay, there you go. It can't be crooked. Okay, see? Don't worry, it is just paper. There you go. To a great mom. Yes, so that's 8. Let's go back again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. 9. Moving on to sketch number 9. All right. There you go. Number 9. I don't know if you guys saw this one. Where is it? right? I showed you how I actually laminated all the sketches, right? So if you want to, craft while waiting somewhere, you can always, put all the things you have in like baggies, and then you have your sketch with you, right? So you can conserve your battery's life, phone battery's life. All right, so number 9. All right, so there you go. Here's number 9. All right, so 6. Where are the other containers? 6, 8. Where's number 7? 6. Is this 7? Where is my 7? Okay, anyways. It must be there somewhere. I just don't know where it is. All right. So let's go to number 9. So far, what is your favorite, my friends? Okay, what sketch? Yes, everybody saying hi to happy birthday to Shelly. Hi, Zell. This is Spring. Actually, it is also Zell's birthday. Happy birthday, Zell. Wow, so many crafty birthday celebrators today. Yes. So it's also Zell's birthday. Happy birthday. Woohoo. Yeah, so Shelly, it's also Shelly's birthday, Zell. Thank you, Shelly, again. Yes, and it's your birthday. Go ahead and enjoy. Thank you so much. Have a great day. When I use SVGs, I only needed cards 11 to 15. Now I want to go make the other sketch. It was, awesome. I'm sure. Shelly is another crafter who actually, she can create a ton of cards super fast. Okay, and I saw that during, Cards for Cubs. All right, so this is the next card. So again, you have the card base, and then you have your your mat, and then your layer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use that layer. Okay, I'm just gonna use this. Okay, so you start with, these are the different pieces. So you have that piece. Okay, so you have that piece. Again, when it's diagonal, right? So make sure that when you're pasting it, that you actually have the pattern paper go beyond, the edge of the card, not like that. Okay, so you want to make sure. So what I do is the tip of the top. Okay, so I make sure that is flush to the edge. All right, so the tip, see the tip. Once you have that tip aligned to this, so everything will be okay. All right, and then you'll have again the tip. Okay, and then finally, you'll have the tip again. And then another tip. Okay, whatever is hanging later, you will just remove. Now, from the cutting, you might get this. Okay, you have, what will we do with this? Okay, that's just extra. Just in case, the way you layer your card is kind of different. Or the way you cut the card pieces is a little different, right? So it's just, you can or cannot, it's up to you, right? For example, you accidentally cut the other pieces a little bit thicker, right? So you can actually use that and skip this one, right? So it's just like a fail-safe remedy, so to speak. And then you will just add this over there like so. Okay? So we did this, if you are part of the VIP, they do get a special, what do you call this? Sneak peek, onto the sketches, the new KCC challenge when it gets released. And this was, if I am not mistaken, right, Kendra? One of the sketches that I actually joined Kendra for that early live in Patreon. So if you are, part of the VIP, so it was available. Okay, so we did this. And so if you are just starting with your first set and just like wondering, why wasn't I able to use this part? It's okay. Right? So it's just, in case the way you laid it out, as we say, there are no accidents for us. It's just, there's no mistake, just happy accidents. There you go. And then, don't worry about those. It's like, oh no, they're not even. They look bad. Don't worry, because this strip is gonna cover that up. And one thing that Kendra did here, if I remember right, was she added like thin strips of stickers. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Pretty. But the only colors I have are those are gold and green. And they're very bright, so I don't think they're gonna fit. So there, now all the things that hang beyond beyond that, the cardstock or the one that's holding them, my base. Okay, I will just cut them off. If only I can see. You know what? I think I should use scissors because I can't. The lights are kind of glaring. I don't know if I cut them correctly. It's okay. I think I made a mistake over there. Don't worry. It's done. Okay. All right. So now let's do this. Let's put it together. All right. Come on. Okay. There you go. All right. So this time around. Okay. Is it this one? No, I think it is this one. Right? So I think it was this one. Okay, again, this is supposed to be the original. But as you have seen probably, so I've been tweaking those circles into 3 clusters of 3. Like offsetting a little bit. Okay, and creating something like that. Okay. I told you I was going to use all the ribbons. There you go. I'm going to put that ribbon over there. And I'm still contemplating if I'm going to put blinks onto all of these cards. So far, I've added none. Just so I can finish everything. And I'll just do additional, probably decorating before I post them in the group. Okay, wait, where's the opening? Okay, so it's a top folding, so it's okay. All right, so if you do have those strips, tiny strips, they really would even look awesome, more awesome. It's just that I don't have those. So this is going to be it. Come on, camera. What you doing? Okay. All right. So that is number 987654321. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay. This is number... Okay, let me see. We are moving on to number 10. Okay. So number 10. Okay. Number 10. It's going to be like that. And then what I did with this solid paper, okay, is again So all the only thing I used only one embossing folder for everything. And it's a very old 2D embossing folder. It's from Sizzix. See, it's a very old one, you know? I don't know if you remember this. It's a 2D. Just, not too thick, which is I think just perfect, just a subtle one. All right, and then you're going to put that one. Okay, and then there's supposed to be for this one. All right, so this one. Okay, just that. Okay, but then I wanted to put April showers over there. Okay. And put my ribbon. I told you, I really love my ribbons. I remember when I was younger, I love ribbons. I would always have ribbons on my hair, you know. I actually still do. Look, I have a ribbon. Yes, another thing, I really need to go have a haircut, right? So I need to have my nails done. I need to have all the things done. Have a me time soon. As you know, the month of March has been really very busy. Okay. So I think April is gonna be time for, a lot of me time. Have my nails done, have my hair cut. Right? So, but at least I've been very consistent with my walking. I've been walking an average of about 7,000 steps every day. Because I know I have a lot of visceral fat, and that is, according to one of my dear friends, who's my kid's pediatrician. She said, Lala, that's not good. It can cause really, a lot of diseases as we grow older, and we don't want that. Yes, absolutely. I don't want. So I started walking. And though I have issues with my knee, and I think, one other reason is all my life, guys, you won't believe this, but I was only like 90 to 100 pounds till I was like 40. And then I started gaining weight because I realized that food is delicious and I love food. Because when I was younger, I would eat just because I'm hungry. Right? So it was only at age 40 that I realized that food is actually, nice. And so I started eating a lot, and then so I'm like the opposite of somebody who has anorexia, because what I have is I feel I'm still very thin, even though my wardrobe size have moved from a size 4 to a size 16. There you go. April showers. Okay, come on, camera. What's happening to my camera? There you go. It's not giving justice to this beautiful printables, right? There you go. Again, this is another printable. And that's why, have you noticed that now Kendra gave a more space in between, the printables, the sentiments, so that we can use not just circles. If you want, oval, if you want square, if you want hexagons, right? So you will have more space in between, so you can not just use circle, but other shapes as well. So another great thing about, Kendra's Card Challenge bonus printable. So this is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! 5 more, friends. 5 more, and we are done. All right. So this is number 11. All right. So for number 11, ching, 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 ching. Again, please join, okay, us later on. So tonight for you guys, okay, so it's going to be Kendra, okay, Lynn, of course, and Sean, Mandy Made Minute, and yours truly for the April live stream for Kendra's Card Challenge. And of course, before that, okay, is the raffling of winners. So if you joined, okay, please don't forget to watch because you might probably be one, okay, of the winners later on. All right. So here is another sketch. Okay, that is best if you would use a mat. Okay, so again, the base is it's an A2 size card, 5.5 by 4.25, and then you have, okay, a layer. Okay, actually a mat for this layer. Okay, that is 4 and 5.25. Okay, and then this one. So what you do with this is where you are going to attach all of those tiny pieces. All right, so I'll make this a little big so you can see. All right, so this sketch, see, you have paper C, paper B, paper D, paper E, and then you have tiny, tiny strips over there like that, right? So the best way to make sure that you will have, you won't have a difficult time, putting them together is to, just have a base like this, all right? So let's try to navigate through the many strips, okay, of paper. Again, no, it was a breeze creating these strips of paper because I used my cutting machine for this. All right, so okay, so this one, okay. So here, by the way, Kendra has a note for everyone, okay? Okay, let me just make it big. So glue pieces to 3 and 3.25 by 5 panels starting at the bottom. Okay, starting at bottom from measurements given and trim off excess. All right, so that, okay, it would be easier. All right, so you start at the bottom, okay, and create this one, okay, where you're gonna put all the pieces together. Okay, so but before we start, adhering them together, okay, let's just put all the strips of pieces first. Okay, so we'll have that and that. All right, and then okay, we'll have this. Okay, you know what? It's too... why am I looking at that one? I have my handy dandy like this over here. There you go. Because I'm looking at the screen and it's so small, right? So I have my like that. Okay. Okay. Okay, paper C. Okay, and then paper B. Okay. Hold on, I think this is E. I'm just figuring out which one is my paper. Okay, so this is B. This is B. C. D. Okay. Oh, that's D. D. So this is D, B, D, C, D, C. Okay, and then this is E. All right, and this is E. Okay. This is E. B. No, that's B. Am I missing a piece? No. The thing is, I'm just missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's correct. It is 10. All right. So it is B. It is E. It is E. And it is B. There you go. Finally got it. All right. So now I have all my pieces together. All right. So now 1 and 3 and a quarter. Okay. So my ruler. Where art thy ruler? I can't find my smaller ruler. So let's do my big ruler. All right. So 1 and 3 and a quarter inch. Okay. So 1 and 3 and a quarter is that one. All right. So that one. Okay. So that is where you are going to start. Okay. Again, Kendra said the suggestion is you start from there. All right. And then 1 inch over here. Okay. Forgot. 1 inch over there. Okay. So 1 inch. All right. So my 1 inch is over here. Okay. So that is going to be our marker. Okay. So you start putting all your papers from there. Okay. So let's start first without adhering. Okay. All right. And then like this. See, I have my sketch. Okay. And then like this. Okay. And then like this. Okay. And then like this. Okay. That one's going to be over there. Okay. B, D, B, D. And then B. All right. And then B. And then E. And then B. All right. I just want to make sure. Okay, my angles are correct. Ta-da! There you go. So the most important step, measure first this part, which is 1 3/4, and this one, which is 1 inch. Once that is done, then it's just a matter of making sure you know which is your pattern paper. Okay, so which is pattern paper B, D. All right, so even if you don't know anymore, just look at the measurements. Okay, so go through that and that. So this is the most important piece. Once that piece is there, and then it's just now a matter of sticking everything onto this one. All right. Okay. Okay, just make sure that you have everything. Okay, stuck to that. Okay, this one, let's make sure first. Okay, we do want to make sure, okay, that we have this side covered. Okay, and then this and then that. All right. Okay. All right, you do want to make sure that this is covered, all right? So you start with this one on the side. Okay, and then you move on to the next strip, which is your paper E. Okay, try to make it flush to the side of the previous paper. So it looks nice. Okay, and this is C. And then you have D. Okay. And then you're gonna have that over there. Okay. Then we'll have this. Ta-da! Ta-da! And that one. The last one. Ta-da! It doesn't look, what does it look like? It's okay, don't worry, friends, because we will now finally trim that away. Trim all the excesses away. But you know what? I can't really see with the lights. So I think I'm better off just, using my handy dandy pair of scissors. Okay, to just trim off the excesses. Okay, like so. All right, and then there you go. Okay, and finally this side, like so. All right, there you go. Ta-da! All right, so where is the rest of my card? Okay, there you go. Okay, so now, again, one thing that Kendra did, it's so pretty. You know how busy it does look like because you have several pattern papers here, right? So she added again, very, very thin strips into each of this one. Okay, I will try to get, before we leave, the cards. I think I did this cards during that special live, right? So, and I followed Kendra's, because I saw her use it and said, wow, that is beautiful, when she showed us the sample of all the sketches. Okay, so like, wow, that's gorgeous. How'd you do that? Right? So there you go. And then, I'm going to be putting this Grow Wild and Free, onto that one. And as I mentioned, I like putting in my ribbons. All right, so there you go. This took a little while to put together, just because I kind of got confused with which one is, my paper, BDC, and so on and so forth, right? Oh, by the way, if my students are watching, congratulations to Darren. He's one of my students for the college entrance review, who actually passed. Okay, oh, this one's, there. Ta-da! All right, so that is number 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Number 12. Okay, but let me just check the chat. Sorry, chat. Oh, you're on your way out. Okay. Thank you again. Hi, Ilka. Good morning. Good morning. So we have our European friends represented. Anne-Marie, and then now Ilka. Are you going to finish all 15? Yes. Oh, it is. That's circle and card number 8. What was that? I'm intrigued. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this one, right? Yes, that's why instead of the heart, I decided to, I'm going to use the heart for a different card. Or maybe, For my next set, right? Though this is anyway just my first set. All right, so this is card number 12. Almost there, friends. Again, please don't forget, okay, to check out Cards by Kendra's YouTube channel and make sure to set notify so that you won't miss, okay, the announcement of winners later for Kendra's Card Challenge 21, right? So that's the last announcement of winners, okay, for KCC21, and who knows, you might actually be a winner, right? And then immediately after will be the first live stream, okay, from the team. Okay, this time with Kendra, of course, Lynn and Sean, and yours truly. And we will all create between 3 to 4 cards each, okay, with the mystery card kits. Okay, I'll be working with samplers. Some of us are gonna be working with actual. Hold on. Okay, where is it? Okay, I was looking for my, what do you call this? Emery? Is it emery board? I forgot what you call this. No, what do you call this? Nail file? I do have one. Oh, there you go. The sticker. All right. So, okay, but this one isn't a white core pala, right? So if you have white core paper, right? So, rubbing it in, filing it with, very fine sandpaper. Ooh, everything's flying. Could actually, show more of those designs if you can see that. Or if you want, you can put in, rub in with a little bit of white pigment ink. That would be great. Okay. So I just wanted to have it a little bit, shown better. Okay, now where is my strip of paper? Oh, there. I thought I lost it. All right. So there you go. And of course, perfectly. Okay. Fishtail. Perfect fishtails because they were cut with the machine. Okay, this was part of, I cut this using the SVG files. So they're perfect. All right. And it's okay, imperfections are actually nice because it actually shows, authenticity, right? So we don't really want it to be super perfect, right? So do I want it like that? Maybe middle. So it's gonna look something like that. I really love that. And then to the best mama. Since these are already fishtail, I'm just gonna make it just like that. All right. So probably just not too long. There you go. I think that's best. There you go. Okay, now let's put it together. I'm running out of barely art because I used so much during the cards for Cubs, right? We created so many cards. But that was so much fun. I really had a blast. Okay, why is this a little bit longer? All right, there you go. Okay, let me see. All right, so what I do is I make sure that one is aligned first. Okay, and then I cover it up with that one. Right, so let's have this one's first. Okay. And then this one. And finally, this one. Oh, that's the thing when you have, embossed paper at the bottom. Okay, so that this one will stick better. All right. So that's the thing with this double-sided. I can just really rip it with my hands and it's gonna be okay. It's easy. All right, then just put this on top of that like so. I hope it's straight. All right, then okay. Before my circles weren't, exactly the same size because I really sometimes don't have the exact, what do you call this? The exact, okay. Oh, okay. So if I want it to be like that, I want this to be a little, okay. Okay. Don't worry, guys. Paper surgery in the making. Okay. Because I'm going to cover that anyways. Because I just realized if I do like that, the circle is not in the center. So we're going to adjust this one. Okay. So nothing set in stone. Okay, don't you worry. It's just paper. All right, and then we'll put here Best Mama. Yeah, I think this one's needs a little bit of faux gems somehow. A little bit of a bling. I have to put them later. There you go, to the Best Mama. All right, so that's number 30. Oh my goodness, is it? No, this is number, yes. No, 12. 12. Yes, 12. Okay, so again, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. I really favorite. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Last 3, friends. Last 3. Okay. So for this 3, okay, so you have different mats and layers over here happening. Okay, oops, let me change. All right, so the 13. So you do have, okay, 2 like that. Okay, let me check my sketches over here. So 13. All right, so 13. Okay, so you have paper B and then you have like sentiment. Okay, but what I will do instead, okay, hold on. All right, is, okay. What happened here? I'm just correcting this one. Okay, so that one. Okay, and then this one. Okay, and then instead of sentiments, I wanted to add, this, what do you call that? Fussy cut images from the bonus printable. And then I will put key to a special mom. Or maybe pink, green, pink. Or would it be love you, mom? Oh, to a special mom. Okay, there you go. That would be it. Okay, so we will put them together. So how is everyone? Oh, let me check. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, what's happening? This camera. Don't focus on my nails. Unmanicured nails. Oh, what happened here? All right. Okay. Wow, we're down to our last C cards, friends. Woot woot. We started 10:30, 11:30, so 1.5, 10:30, 11:30, 12. Almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours already, my friends. Okay. But then, because, I keep on talking, make mistakes, right? So, what is that? Okay. All right. And then we will attach this to, oops, I almost made another mistake. All right. Okay. And then this one. I really need to change the blade of my Cricut. Okay. Because I'm having fuzzy edges. All right. Okay. And then let's have my, there you go. This again are part of the bonus printable. And then we'll have all right. It was special, Mom. Ta-da! All right, this is 13. All right, moving on to, oh, that was fast. 13 was kind of fast, right? So again, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. This is very simple but cute. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, what happened? There you go. Okay, sometimes when I move too fast, right, the camera gets like confused. What is she doing, really? All right, so finally, okay, this is number. Oh, I actually have things like this for 13. Hold on. Let's go back to 13. Okay, so when you cut the mats and layers, okay, if you do have the SVGs or the mats and layers, okay, there are some cuts that would say for 13 inside, right? So if you want, okay, you can actually use this, okay, to, decorate, the insides of your card. It could be like that, or it could be, in my case, I think I like it this way. I like it like that. Right? So the insides of your card. Or if you want, you can put this in, whatever card you want. Right? So they kind of, matchy. All right. So that's 13. Okay, now we're going to 14. All right. 2 more friends. You survived. Yes. All right. So number 14, my dear friends. Okay. Okay, let me just check the chat. Okay, have I missed anything, Kendra? Hi, Zell from Wims. Everybody saying hi to everybody. I was about to message you to watch along with. Yes, they are BFFs, my friend. So Wims and Zell. Okay. are actually crafty BFFs here in the Philippines. So Zell is sprinkled with cards. Yes, happy birthday to Zell, yes. And to Shelly. Yes, we did cover oh my gosh, I'm so behind. That's the chat. Sorry, friends. Thank you, Von Marie. Oh, thank you. Yes, right. So we need our steps. Oh my gosh, I'm so behind. Okay, so gosh, I don't even know which one is Kendra's favorite sketch now. Because I've already prepared the cuts, right? So when everything is prepared, I've already, as I said, really those SVG files. Okay, this one for these strips. So you see those strips, they're plain, right? Okay. Okay, let me just make the sketch a little bigger. I'm so behind the chat. I'm sorry, friends. Okay, let me just drag this a little bit bigger. See that one? It says embossed. All right, so for those two panels, Kendra suggested that you emboss those. Okay, so there you go. And they're kind of tiny, right? So that really big. So if you have those, remember the ones who did like what's that? The Advent Calendar series, right? Of spellbinders. They do have like very thin embossing folders, right? So those are perfect. So you can, reuse those, and so it's gonna look something like. Shannon! There you go. So our pieces are complete, so we can start putting them together. All right, so the thing is our cards don't have blings in them, right? So I actually really decided not to put blings for a change, but I feel that I might add after. Okay, before I actually post and share in the group. Yes, if you do have made something with KCC22, please don't forget to put hashtag KCC22 or Kendra's Card Challenge 22 so that Kendra can actually find it and, give a shout out or share it as well in the community. Yes, we would love, to see your own takes for Kendra's Card Challenge 22, my friends. And again, all right, as I mentioned earlier, I overcut the April 2nd giveaway hop. Okay, you can still join till April 12th. Yes, you can get a chance to win $250 worth of prizes. So the more that you want, the more entries that you can get. Okay, and the more chances to actually, win that prize. Okay, so you have up to April 12th, right? So, and also to, get to see and meet the new team, right? So there's a mix. There are several returning and then some are new. So it's a fine mix, friends. So I hope that you could if you haven't seen the giveaway hop, that's a great way to start. And of course, there's the Instagram as well. Okay. Oh yes, I forgot. Yes, there's also a giveaway hop on Instagram, and it's also $250, right? So worth of prizes. Crafty goodies. Who doesn't want? Okay, crafty goodies. Everybody likes crafty goodies, right? So okay, look away. Ah, it's okay. No worries. I don't want to ruin it. I made a mistake. It's not even. It's okay. Pretend you are not seeing it's not even. Pretend you're not seeing it, right? You don't see it's not even. I know what I'm gonna do, guys. Okay. Pretend you're not seeing this. This is a hack. All right, so I just made it a little thinner. So I will have so that it's not too obvious. Okay, we'll have to make this a little thinner too. Okay, no one will notice. No one will measure that it's actually thinner than what it's supposed to be because I made a mistake. Anyway, when that, thing in the middle that goes in the middle is placed there, then it won't be super obvious. Okay, so Zell, where are you? I saw your post. You are celebrating in paradise, right? She is, I think, with family and her kids, her loving husband. They are in a resort somewhere. And it's summer here in the Philippines, so it's just perfect to, go out into, the countryside and have a little bit of vitamin C. Beach, the sea. Yes, there you go. Of course, I already dry embossed the different papers earlier on. Okay, and then this one would go here in the middle. So let's put a little bit of a low profile tape for that one to give it a little bit of a boost. Okay, there you go. Okay, I think it's not the middle. All right, there you go. Okay, and then blooming with love. Okay, this one I think I want to have, okay, tape flag. I mean fishtail. All right. Okay, and let's do the same thing on the other end. I really struggle with making perfect cuts with this, but it's fine. You don't see the can you see? Can you see the discrepancy? I hope not. Bone folder? Oh gosh, now I don't even know what you guys are saying because I'm so behind. Oh, sanding blocks. There you go. Yes, I do have one that's from Tim Holtz, but then this I realize can also be used. It's actually also for the nails. Also for crafting. There you go. This is number 14. All right, another run through. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Last but not the least, friends. All right, because I can't decide which sentiment. Again, the bonus printable for April comes with different kinds of sentiments. One that has, some are with pink background, some with yellow background, some just, printed on black and then on white background. See, I told you all my panels that I did dry emboss are from the same. I do have a ton of embossing folders, but I was kind of lazy looking for All right, so let's move on to the last but not least. Okay, sketch number 15. All right, so sketch number 15. Okay, so it does have a big blank panel. So I decided that I would want to emboss that one and then put that and then this and then that one over there. All right, and then I'm gonna use this and put that. Okay, like so. And I was like, is it my favorite lady or is it love grows here? So help me decide which of the two sentiments do I use, my friends. For our last but not the least cards, we started at 10:30, 11. Yeah, so approximately 2 hours. All right, so we're done with all 15 cards for Kendra's Card Challenge 22. And the great question, which is your favorite sketch? Do you already have a favorite sketch thus far? I have several. I'm gonna tell you later after this. Okay, everything is gorgeous, you know. It's just that sometimes there are just sketches that kind of, you know, really speaks to you in a way. Okay, there you go. Okay, that's the thing I don't like about. See, I have a sliver. No, I might make it worse. So I'll just use my nifty scissors. If only you can see the behind the scenes of how absolutely a chaos my background is. Okay, there you go. All right, so this is a portrait. Okay, so that one. All right, and then we're gonna put this together. Okay. Oh my goodness, we are done. Okay. No. All right, and then I have a lot of fuzzy edges. I really need to change my blade. Okay. And then in the sketch, you see that there should be something like, embellishment here. But you know how I am. I like using all of those images from the bonus printable. So I wanted to put more. And more it shall be. All right. But again, of course, if you want to follow the sketch exactly, absolutely. If you want to tweak it, okay, make it your own, absolutely. There is no right or wrong way. Again, the sketches are meant to be inspiration for everybody. And then eventually, you know how it is. Okay, yeah, this is nice, but you know what? I want it to be this way. Absolutely. Do it. Okay. And we would love to see, your own takes. Be inspired. Because sometimes, you know how it is, right? We kind of revert to the same kind of style or color or paper. And then when we see others do it a different way, it's like, oh, that is gorgeous. Why haven't I done that before? Right? So we give each other, yes, there you go. I just fussy cut this from the bonus printable. Okay, imagine I used so many. Okay, but there's still a lot. Okay, I forgot that I should be putting her over there. Okay, it's a good thing that I didn't press it too hard so I could lift it still. All right, and then put it on top like so. And then, so now I need help. Is it my favorite lady? Or is it love grows here. All right, so I need your help, my friends, for the last sentiment. Thank you, Kendra. Yes, please set notify friends so that you won't miss it, right? There's so many things happening, but YouTube has been doing a great way of reminding us, right, that somebody is live. Thank you so much, Mon Marie. It was sketch 11. I like my favorite lady. All right, favorite lady indeed. All right, because there's the lady over there, right? All right, so let's not make this into a fishtail anymore. I just want it to be, a simple strip like that. And then like that. All right, so, ta-da! All right, so that's number 15. All right, so let's go through. Just look at how dirty my table is. And the floor. Oh my God, you should see the floor. All right, so there you go. Those are my sketches, my handy dandy sketches. Let me just clear the table so I can lay down all the sketches. All right, so let's turn off and my messy table. Apologies. Right, so there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 7, 8. Can't be seen. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ta-da! That's it, my friends. The 15 sketches represented in this beautiful, pattern papers, ephemera, sentiments from the April bonus printable. I cannot find my set of April bonus printable, but hopefully during tonight's live stream I'll be able to show it to you, right? So again, that's it for me, right? So if you are new to the channel and you want more paper crafting, more of Kendra's Card Challenge, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. And then, since you're over there anyways, hit that notification bell so that you get notified whenever we do have a live stream, a shorts, or a video. Oh, love grows here. Oh my. Okay, so it was kind of a close, right? Close call. Thank you so much, Barbara. Yes, and thank you so much to you all for joining me for all the. I started at 9:30, 10:30. Okay, 3 hours already and counting, right? Because 1 hour we spent, doing the SVG files. Again, if you have a Cricut, and you want to know how to use your SVGs for those, this video is perfect for you. Now, we did have a comment from Barbara earlier on that she does have a sizer. And you don't even need to have all those hacks and tips that I actually showed you, right? And then, of course, if you have Brothers Cut and Cut and a Cameo, the SVGs are also can be used for those. All right, so with that, if there are no more questions, yes, have a great rest of the day and see you later tonight for, of course, at Cards by Kendra. That is Kendra's YouTube channel, and if you are not yet subscribed to her as well, please do so. And that is where all of the announcements for the winners actually will be done. And so later she will start with the announcement of the winners for Kendra's Card Challenge 21 for the last month and the whole quarter. And then we proceed to the live stream, the first one for Kendra's Card Challenge 22. With that, thank you so much. God bless you all. all. See you later. Bye. Another look. Where is that? There you go. Okay, bye. Where's my favorite? This one. Bye.